How you doing everyone? Scott here. I was going to do this video tomorrow, but I was bored, so I thought what's the best way to cure my boredom, and it turns out it's talking to my phone. So this is going to be vinyl. It was my birthday at the start of January, so it's going to be presents, and I also got a chance to go out digging on my birthday. Didn't come back with as much as I wanted, and I did find out my favourite record shop has now shut down. So I kind of turned up at the door and it was empty. I was like, kick in the bollocks. That record shop, I found some amazing gems. I found 3 Savatage albums, all for under 12 quid each. I found Sword metalised for about 8 quid. I found Def Leppard Adrenalize for about £8. It was just ridiculous. I mean, the prices were fair or underpriced, and when you finally pulled that record out and you just thought, oh yes, it's just a good feeling. But sadly it's shut down, so I have to start treading more on Cloudy Milder's territory, but don't tell them. So yeah, I'll get into these records. First ones were presents. This was given to me by my auntie. This is Crashdiet, 3rd album, Generation Wild, from 2011. Absolutely solid album, top to bottom. They look hair metal, but they do have their own sound. I mean, it's clear when you listen to the album, they take influences from bands from the 80s, hard rock bands, heavy metal bands, but they do have their own sound. It's kind of hard rock, sleaze rock, but awesome songwriting. Lyrics are great, and it's just a bit of a shame that these guys haven't actually got bigger than they are. Story behind this album: I briefly worked with someone, briefly, maybe for about a month, and he was going away. He was taking time off work to go to Sweden to write songs for a Swedish band. He was a songwriter, a singer himself in a band, in a sleaze rock band from Scotland. He had like the black hair with like the red streaks through it. So he had his own setup as well, but found out he was going away to Sweden to write for a band I'd never heard of. But turns out it was Crashdiet, and it also turns out it was this album. So I was reading through the credits, and lo and behold, he is there, mentioned and thanked in the credits for additional songwriting and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. He's not really come to much, I don't think. I know he's been in a couple of bands. His band have got a few videos on YouTube, but it's nothing major. But the songs are actually pretty good. But yeah, just clicked years later that that's who he was going to help write for. So thought it was really good. One of their better albums. I would say this and their debut are brilliant. 2nd album and 4th album are good. I've not really heard much of their latest album because the 2 singles they released I didn't like really at all. After a few listens I was just like, I just could not get into them, so haven't really paid much attention to their 5th release, but this is just awesome. So sleaze rock, hard rock, yeah, just really good stuff. Crashdiet. I always kind of lump Crashdiet in with bands like Hardcore Superstar, Santa Cruz, Reckless Love, although they're a bit on the cheesy side, but they're the kind of group that I would put them in. Next up, this was from my mum, and this is Myrath and Shihili. This was my album of the year for 2019. Last year I was terrible at keeping up with what was coming out and what new releases were coming out and all that kind of stuff. So when it came to the question in the vinyl tag 2020, what my favourite album was, I said this, but I didn't say that lightly. This is superb. It's French Tunisian desert metal, so it's got that kind of North African Arabic sound, if that makes sense. Like that kind of like Egyptian Aladdin kind of instrumentation in the background, obviously along with the heavy guitars and like heavy metal. But it's superb, and I found out this is actually their 6th album. So I will be going back to pick up more of their stuff. I think they've only got another album out on vinyl. The rest you can only get on CD, but Myrath, superb. And that's what it kind of describes it as. 180 grams of blazing desert metal. Awesome. So if you've not checked that out, I would. And also for my mum is Megadeth's Endgame, their 12th album. I kind of lump this in with albums. There was a run of 4 albums that were just brilliant. You had The World Needs a Hero, United Abominations, The System Has Failed, Endgame. I'm not sure if that's the right order, but yeah, those 4 albums in a row are just superb. Everyone's got their own opinion on the big 4 and whether they should be in the big 4 or not. Megadeth should be in the big 4, no doubt. Out of the big 4 that you know, Megadeth just hit it out the park compared to the others, I think. They just bring the goods. So that was much appreciated from my mother. Always looking to add more Megadeth to the collection. The next one was more of a birthday present from me to me. This has been on my want list on Amazon for ages, but it's never one that I've really jumped on. It's just always been there that I knew one day I would stick it in my basket and buy it. But then it got to a price where I just couldn't ignore it. I think it went down to £10 something. And it's from Bonfire, and it's their greatest hits compilation from 2016 called Pearls. Double disc set, and I suppose like most compilations, greatest hits compilations, there's songs that you wonder why were left out, and there's songs in there that you think, why would they pick that over something else? But I suppose you're going to get that with most greatest hits. But there was a few songs that I was thinking, you know, those songs could easily have been there and they aren't, and they've picked some absolute duffers instead. But yeah, you kind of get that with most greatest hits. But nonetheless, absolutely awesome. Love Bonfire. I like how it's a mix of their old stuff and newer stuff. Songs I'd never heard, so it was a really good pickup. So yeah, Bonfire, awesome. Although I do prefer the 80s stuff. I'm sure you would have guessed. Okay, this is on to the albums that I actually just picked up on my dig. The first one I picked up was a bit of a frustration buy because, like I said, it was a bit dry for some good metal albums. I mean, there was good ones for sale, but you kind of get to the stage where you're going through a lot of them and you've got them. So this was the first one I picked up, and it's Quiet Riot's Condition Critical from 1984. This is the follow-up to Metal Health. Doesn't compare, in my opinion. I kind of got it back. I'd never heard this album, and got it back, gave it a spin, and I was a bit disappointed. I was just like, right, okay, right, on to the next song, right, on to the next song. I mean, It's a solid 5, I would say. But yeah, it's one of those albums that I don't think I would have got if I'd got a bigger stack in the shop. But as you'll see, I never really walked out with a lot, so I grabbed it. It's probably one of those albums I would buy at some point down the line, but like just to have. I mean, it's a really cool cover. I'll give it that. But yeah, bit of a letdown compared to Metal Health. So that's Quiet Riot. Next up was a good find. Lita Ford, Dancing on the Edge from 1984. Love a bit of Lita Ford. I think that's me now got her first 4 albums. And this is when she introduced her backing band. So you've got Randy Castillo on drums, who you'd know from Ozzy, Motley Crue, and you've also got, what's his name? Hugh McDonald on bass, who actually plays bass for Bon Jovi now. And you've also got Aldo Nova, who did the synthesizers. So yeah, pretty good. Also, promotional copy. I think the hits off this were Gotta Let Go and Dress to Kill. Dress to Kill is a video with Tony Iommi. They were engaged when this album came out, so he cameoed in one of our videos. But yeah, love Lita Ford, love her voice, love her style, everything, her sound. So that was a good pickup. And the last one, which I think was the best pickup, and it's a band that I've never owned anything of their stuff before. Pretty Maids and their second album, Future World. I've kind of dipped in and out of Pretty Maids. That sounded so bad. I've listened to a few of Pretty Maids' songs. They've been pretty good. A couple of their newest album. I think I'd definitely heard the song Future World, and maybe 1 or 2 more. But I really enjoyed it. You know, just heavy, crunching guitars, quite a lot of keyboards, but I didn't mind that at all. I just really enjoyed the album. So I think a lot of good things are said about the debut, so I'd probably look out for that. But this is the first time I've ever seen Pretty Maids in the wild, so I kind of jumped on it. And the cover, it really says it all. That's an awesome cover. So and I think this is actually a promo as well. So yeah, 1987, Pretty Maids, Future World. Really enjoyed it. Definitely picking up more Pretty Maids in the future if I see it. Because like I said, first time I've ever seen it. So that is Pretty Maids, 1987. So that's it. You can let me know what you think of my birthday pickups. Still got the stack down there. Still more stuff coming in, so plenty to show. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Cheers.